in the ancient land of Persia, extending back to a time before the rise of the Achaemenid Persian Empire. The story began when Aryan tribes, belonging to the larger Indo-Iranian group, migrated to the region that would later be called Ariana, or Iran, the land of the Aryans. Among these tribes were the Persians, settling in the fertile territory of Persis, now known as Fars. Initially, the Persians found themselves under the influence of another Aryan tribe, the Medes. The Medes, instrumental in toppling the Assyrian Empire in 612 BCE, extended their dominion over the region. However, the tables turned when Cyrus the Great, a Persian vassal, overthrew the Medes in 550 BCE, marking the beginning of the Achaemenid Empire. Under Cyrus and his successors, Persian culture flourished. Cyrus the Great, often credited with cultural advancements, was a visionary leader. His brilliance lay not only in his military conquests, but in recognizing and adopting worthwhile concepts on a grand scale. His vision of an inclusive empire, where citizens could live and worship freely as long as they fulfilled their civic duties, laid the foundation for one of the most influential cultures of the ancient world. Despite the focus on Greek influence after Alexander's conquest in 330 BCE, Persian culture had a profound impact on various civilizations long before and after this period. The echoes of Persian influence still resonate globally in the present day. In matters of religion, the Aryan tribes brought with them a polytheistic belief system, with Ahura Mazda, the Lord of Wisdom, standing as the supreme being. Other revered deities included Mithra, Anahita, Atar, and Varksata. The forces of good, symbolized by these gods, opposed the evil spirit of chaos. Rituals such as the Yezna, a divine meal, were performed to invoke and worship Ahura Mazda. The sacred element of fire, kindled at the Yezna, served as both a divine manifestation and a symbol of purity. Around 1500 to 1000 BCE, the Persian prophet Zoroaster emerged, claiming a revelation from Ahura Mazda. He preached a new religion, Zoroastrianism, which framed the earlier polytheistic concepts within a monotheistic framework. Zoroastrianism emphasized the eternal struggle between Ahura Mazda and Angra Mainyu, the spirit of evil. The purpose of human life was to choose between good and evil, with the ultimate goal of reaching paradise or facing torment in hell after death. Zoroaster retained the Yezna ritual and the concept of fire, but redefined the latter as a manifestation of Ahura Mazda. While debates persist about the nature of Zoroastrianism, its influence extended beyond Persia. Zoroastrian concepts such as monotheism, human free will, judgment after death, and the promise of a Messiah became integral to later religions like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The influence of Zoroastrianism on the legendary Cyrus the Great remains shrouded in uncertainty. His inscriptions mentioning Ahura Mazda could equally refer to the old religion as the emerging Zoroastrianism. Subsequent Achaemenid rulers, including Darius I and Xerxes I, displayed tendencies toward Zoroastrian beliefs. The bedrock of Persian culture was rooted in a social hierarchy, meticulously shaped by religious convictions. At its zenith stood the divinely appointed king, considered the bearer of divine grace known as Farah in Middle Persian and Far in New Persian. Homa Katuzian, a scholar, delves into the profound legitimacy the king derived directly from God. This divine grace, or Far, was the king's source of authority, transcending familial ties or aristocratic lineage. The Persian kings did not claim legitimacy through aristocracy or priesthood, but directly from God. As long as the king retained the Far, he enjoyed support from the social hierarchy, an intricate structure that unfolded as follows. The king and the royal family, the priests, nobles, aristocrats and satraps, military commanders and elite forces such as the Persian immortals, merchants, artisans and craftspeople, peasants, slaves. Within each class, a nuanced hierarchy existed. The king's immediate family, including the queen and the king's chosen successor, held esteemed positions. The priestly class mirrored this structure, with a high priest at the pinnacle, followed by lesser priests, and descending to the lowest echelons, including supervisory slaves. In the realms of Persian society, men and women often shared similar roles, with a distinct respect for the latter. This respect was evident in the worship of Anahita, the goddess presiding over fertility, health, water, and wisdom. Women held crucial roles in the societal framework, as gleaned from the fortification and treasury texts discovered at Persepolis. Darius I commissioned capital. Women, revered for their skills and intelligence, assumed supervisory roles, with some holding the esteemed title of Arashara, denoting a great chief. Female artisans and craftspeople managed workshops, creating goods for daily use and trade. Strikingly, they received equal pay to their male counterparts, evident in the matching rations of grain and wine. Pregnant women and new mothers received higher remuneration, showcasing an understanding of their vital contributions. In a remarkable revelation, it appears that women even served in the military, and the jobs and economy unfolded under the overarching authority of the king. The sovereign, a figure of divine grace and legitimacy, orchestrated the Persian government, spearheaded reforms, and directed military endeavors. Advised by the Magi, members of the royal family, and nobles, the king's rule extended beyond political governance into the realms of religion and banking. Unlike their counterparts in Mesopotamia or Egypt, the Persians embraced the idea of worshiping the divine in the natural world. Altars, where sacred fires flickered and sacrifices were made, adorned the open landscapes, connecting the spiritual with the earthly. The Magi, guardians of religious rituals and divination, assumed a dual role as bankers. Temples were eschewed, but the temple bureaucracy persisted, with high priests employing subordinates and venturing into the domain of banking. Within this economic tapestry, the satraps, acting as governors, served as the king's emissaries in the provinces. Their duties extended to tax collection, military conscription, and active participation in military campaigns. The line between satraps and military commanders blurred, highlighting their multifaceted roles in Persian society. Merchants, a diverse group comprising both men and women, played a pivotal role in facilitating trade. Engaging in both short and long-distance commerce, merchants oversaw the production and acquisition of raw materials. Success in trade could elevate merchants to considerable wealth, with females enjoying the freedom to spend their earnings as they pleased. Artisans and craftspeople, essential contributors to the economic fabric, undertook various occupations, from sculpting reliefs on structures to crafting statues, jewelry, weaponry, armor, and everyday items like plates and bowls. Some artisans even doubled as entertainers, contributing to the cultural richness of Persian society. In Persian culture, slaves occupied a unique position, far removed from the harsh conditions experienced elsewhere in the ancient world. They were treated akin to paid servants, protected by laws that prevented arbitrary beatings or killings. Darius I, a proponent of humane treatment, enacted laws punishing masters who mistreated slaves as if they had harmed free individuals. Slaves received compensation for their labor, shelter, and clothing, enjoying a relatively better standard of living than their counterparts in other ancient civilizations. At the heart of the Persian economy stood the indispensable peasant class, predominantly composed of farmers and laborers. Unlike their counterparts in ancient Egypt, Persian peasants could even own their land. Cultivating crops like barley, lentils, beans, figs, grapes, sesame seeds, and flax, they formed the backbone of agriculture. Peasants, when called upon by satraps, actively participated in Persian warfare, assuming roles ranging from soldiers to support staff. Trade, the lifeblood of the economy, extended from the borders of modern-day India to the coast of Turkey, spanning the vast Achaemenid and Sasanian empires. Darius I's strategic road network eased trade routes, fostering economic connectivity. Maritime trade flourished, exemplified by Darius I's ambitious canal project in Egypt, connecting the Nile River to the Red Sea. While its completion remains debated among Greek historians, the canal symbolized the ambitious spirit that fueled Persian economic prosperity. Under the watchful gaze of the great Darius I, the diverse subjects of the realm thrived in a world of fair trade, standardized currency, and shared prosperity. Darius I's astute governance ensured equitable practices, uniform weights and measures, and protection from the perils of banditry. The empire pulsated with economic vitality, as various subject nations engaged in confident trade across the vast expanse, from the borders of modern-day India to the coast of Turkey, and through the Levant and Egypt. The heart of this flourishing empire beat with the rhythm of agriculture, as crops like barley, lentils, beans, figs, grapes, sesame seeds, and flax fueled the economic engine. Darius I, with visionary foresight, commissioned a network of roads that crisscrossed the empire, easing the flow of trade. Maritime trade found its wings, and in Egypt, the ambitious king undertook the construction of a canal connecting the Nile River to the Red Sea, although some Greek historians would later question its completion. The empire's currency found a unified expression in the form of the daric, a coin that became the benchmark for the subject nations. Though they minted their own coins and maintained distinct monetary systems, the value of their currency was tethered to the Persian daric. This cohesive financial framework fostered a sense of unity among the diverse subjects. Amidst the bustling economic activities, the Persians embraced sports and leisure with zeal. Athletic pursuits held a special place in their hearts, with archery, boxing, fencing, horsemanship, hunting, polo, javelin throwing, swimming, and wrestling captivating the imagination of both nobles and commoners. From a young age, the sons of nobility were groomed for military service and encouraged to excel in these sports, fostering a culture of physical fitness that transcended social classes. In moments of leisure, Persians reveled in board games, banquets accompanied by copious amounts of wine, and the rhythmic beats of music, mime, and dance. Storytelling emerged as a cherished pastime, with epic tales of heroes woven into the cultural fabric. The Shahnameh, composed by Abulgasim Ferdowsi in the late 10th century CE, and the 1001 Nights, rooted in an ancient oral tradition, enraptured audiences with their timeless narratives. The Persians, known for their inventive spirit, gifted the world with board games like backgammon and chess. The musical instruments tar and star, a precursor to the modern guitar, echoed through the ages. The art of mime flourished, transcending linguistic barriers, as mimes conveyed stories effortlessly across the diverse subject nations. In the intimate setting of their banquets, the Persians pioneered animation, with a cup revealing a whimsical scene of a goat leaping to eat leaves when turned quickly. Innovations in comfort were not forgotten, as the luxurious Persian carpet adorned their homes, and the tradition of dessert after a meal became a culinary indulgence. To savor cool drinks and ice, the ingenious Persians crafted the yakshul, the first refrigerators, tall ceramic domes with subterranean storage producing ice to keep food fresh. The sustenance of its people and the stability of its economy flowed from the fertile lands nourished by an ingenious irrigation system known as the qanat. This intricate network of sloping channels and vertical shafts brought subterranean waters to the surface, ensuring the prosperity of crops that adorned the empire with abundance. The qanat not only cultivated fields but also shaped the landscape of grandiose gardens, known as Ferdowsi, which graced palaces and private abodes alike. These gardens, a manifestation of earthly paradise, left an indelible mark on Persian culture and language, becoming the very origin of the word paradise in English. The empire's vast expanse, with administrative centers scattered from Babylon to Persepolis, demanded swift communication. Darius I's visionary road system facilitated this need, birthing another Persian innovation, the postal service. The Persian messengers, immortalized in Herodotus' accounts, set a precedent that echoed through history, influencing postal systems far beyond the reaches of the Achaemenid Empire. Persian ingenuity knew no bounds, as they gifted the world with inventions like sulfuric acid, unique alphabets, and the delicate art of perfumery. The concept of the hospital, a sanctuary for healing and care, emerged from the fertile minds of the Persians. Avicenna, the later Persian polymath, would further elevate the realm of medicine with his monumental work, The Canon of Medicine, while the mathematician Al-Khwarizmi pioneered the field of algebra. Yet, perhaps, one of the greatest gifts of Persian culture to humanity was the legacy of tolerance and acceptance fostered by Cyrus the Great. In an era when empires dominated through conquest, Cyrus set forth a landmark document, the Cyrus Cylinder, that enshrined the principles of human rights and tolerance throughout the empire. His profound belief in embracing diversity laid the foundation for a culture that, according to Herodotus, eagerly adopted foreign customs more than any other. This cultural receptivity was not merely an acknowledgement, but a transformative process, as the Persians embraced and improved upon the best aspects of other cultures. Herodotus' words echoed through the ages, revealing the Persians' unique ability to weave a rich tapestry of traditions, beliefs, and values. Even after the fall of the Sasanian Persian Empire to the invading Muslim Arabs in 651 CE, Persian culture endured, spreading its influence to distant lands and igniting a cultural exchange along the Silk Road. From ancient times to the present day, Persian culture has been a beacon of innovation and enlightenment, shaping the lives of people around the world.